The game's to be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money. They say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste if you ain't got no time. Out and about, out chasing paper. The streets of my house and the house always wins like Vegas. Never down for the count. Second win, second nature. Found mine. Never had my hands out. Fuck favors. By design, everything tailored. In my youth, it was shell toes, no Chuck Taylors. Weak soap game, how to have a game so. It's still the same code game, so it's still the same code. We all pay the cost, pay dues. Move with the money state that I can't lose. On the grind, push a hard line with my linemen. Back when I was young, they said it's all about timing. Till it's my time, all the stars are aligning. I'm a diamond in the rough, couple cuts got me shining. This game you cannot cop on consignment. In the field, all we do is execute assignments. The game should be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money, they say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste if you ain't got no time to talk. The game should be sold, not told. So we finna keep everybody broke. They say time is money, they say money talk. I ain't got no time to waste if you ain't got no time to talk.
First, we get into this paper. See, I want it all, plus some UNDERDOG acres, a lot of alcohol, few dad bags of paper. Run this shit like a ship and I'm the sailor. Cold, kinda like it's fresh up out the freezer. Cold, if she ain't talking bread, I don't need her. Soon as I meet her, I'm a fucker, then I leave her. It's the old Mac needs, treat them all like bottom feeders. Break it down slow for them folks that don't know. I'm a seasoned vet, black belt out the dojo. With a wide range of weapons, so I'm out the holster. Keeping all options open, so many ways that I can fold ya. Told you from the gate, never been about no play. Get it on the go, they never been known for no delay. The game should be sold, not to be told. Keep your mouth shut, don't have to break the mold. Mac needs.
Break the work down, it's fence the move. Push that work out, I distribute. Break the work down, it's fence the move. Push that work out, I just distribute. A young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor.
I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. You know I'm the boy, get money's what I'm used to.
Keep you straight from the gate, so I don't confuse ya. I'm a D-boy, need abusive as users. I'ma make noise, shout to my producer. I'm an entertainer, but I ain't here to amuse ya. Yeah, fuck with shooters and they all fucking users. Come through and wake that ass up like a rooster, hella early in the morning. Early bird gets a worm. Finna get rich for 'em, food for the worms. Cutting cocaine, dumping whole things. It's a cold game, make you run your gold chain. Hungry, but I'm moving in a keto state. For sure, I beat the price on the keys in your state. Catch me running up a tail, fucking up a bag. Make me wonder how long will a good thing last. On my Curtis Mayfield, live a life I can't chill. Push a man, pushing packs, all I do is make skrill. Keep it 100, I'm just numb, yo, I can't feel none of these suckers when they say they real. Stacking Uber cash, I'm an out-of-state supply. Random Uber man, he'll get away drive. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the foreign or I'm hopping out the Uber. Crew clocking chips opposite of you losers. Can't be broke as a joker, got no sense of humor. Just a young pack mover, shot to my consumer. Jumping out the
ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Show me the money.
Oh, you didn't know? Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Put my shoes on, you wouldn't last a mile. Summertime, wintertime, I'm on the grind. Yeah, I got the ring, I'm the champ, I'm the genie of the lamp.
This is the gift I was given, so I just live by my hustle.
My pocket, it don't make sense, but don't make a profit. So I hustle, ladies and homies. Make money, money.
It's hard out here for a pill. Really tryna get this money for the real.
I want to find a thing to save my life, so I hustle.
It ain't over for me, no, it ain't over for me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Show me the money!
Okay, let's go smoke that joint.
What up? What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at you.
Top of the morning to you. Young Bogey in the crib.
Yeah, let's get it. All right.
What's up? We reviewing some drafts today?
Yeah, we're reviewing some drafts. I'm sure we're gonna have some questions in here. And I gotta get a little notepad here so I know when we're doing this. We're gonna do the Women's Fantasy League draft. We're gonna review that, and we're gonna be reviewing the Modelo draft. That is all the homies from Wafers and Drip and all them. Let's see who's up in the chat. Zoo Crew in the chat. What up, Zoo?
What up, Zoo?
PB and Wavers in the chat. What up? What up?
What happening?
Stranger in the house. Let's smoke it up, bro. What you smoking on this morning?
What is stranger?
And Niners shouting out Bogey with the tunes in the intro.
What's happening? Those are some low key joints right there. Just like, I be like pumping volume out, bro. Just hella joints. Sometimes things fall through the woodworks, but like good thing I'm fairly organized, so I have like a file of all like original shit. When I say original, it's like stuff that the beat doesn't have a sample at all, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's kind of cool going back into the little original bag.
Shout out to our homie Derek. Salute.
What up, Derek? Top of the morning.
Hey, Pulse Zero in the house.
Hello.
Haven't seen you since last season. What up?
Hello.
Emil in the house. What up? What up?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Sounds good.
And Zoo Crew, he said that hard body sample in the first song that was played was fire. Hell yeah. That, that part, right?
Yeah, so okay, that's a sample, quote unquote, but I covered it. So I recreated it. So instead of like taking the original Ronnie O everlasting bass, instead of like sampling it, I just had my boy play the notes.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a cover by definition. You know what I mean? So it's not a sample, but yeah, it's like my own rendition, I guess you want to say. But I love that song, bro. The Ronnie O joint back in the day.
Yeah.
It reminds me of being like, I was a super small kid when that shit was slapping.
Shout out to our homie Zeb. He said, ready for football? Let's go, Vikes. What up? And he said, 1 QB Dynasty League, Fields for Judy, Van Jefferson, 24 third, single QB Dynasty. I don't know, man. Seems like it's selling low on Fields, especially if it's like a 4-point passing, like QB like league.
Yeah, we're over here giving up you're bringing back a hurt guy and a Band-Aid guy, right? Yeah. A guy who's hurt with Judy and then a guy with
Van Jefferson will be lucky even if he is a Band-Aid guy. Like we still haven't really seen it outside of a couple games. Going on what, 4th year now? 3rd year?
I mean, it's to me, I don't really care about the skill those guys have with the Rams. It's the scheme, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like,
I'd rather have Ben Scrotum than Van Jefferson. I feel like he's somehow going to get in the mix. Stafford likes those white wide receivers. That's not changed.
He sure does. I mean, that's why he was having trouble meeting these new players. He's like, I just can't talk to black people. That's what I'm telling you.
I can't even remember everybody's name around here. Shit, need everyone to wear name tags.
Right? Motherfuckers didn't want to wear no name tags.
He's only got eyes for Cup and Higby. That is it. What up, Axel?
Execution.
Hey, the super vegan in the house. What up? Super Saiyan vegan. What up?
So, if you're a vegan, can you still eat pussy? Does that count? It's a serious question.
Bogey's gonna keep pounding that drum until someone just says yes, it is.
Yeah,
I'm not a vegan anymore.
They're gonna be like, "Damn, I'm not a vegan, bro." All that time off, he's still eating pussy.
Chaotic said, "Rise and shine." What up?
What up? What up, wifey?
And Chaotic said, "Ever gonna review the auction too?" Man, there's just so many leagues to review, so little time.
Fucking do it. Fucking do it.
And Crispy in the house. What up?
Top of the morning, Dad.
And Super Cyan says Connor, Brees Hall, or B-Rob as my RB2. This week I'm leaning on the B-Rob side more for efficiency because Connor should be the volume play.
I mean, I get it. He's supposed to be the volume player. I don't want to trust any running back right now for the Cardinals.
Yeah. And Paul Zero, so I'm going to try to figure out who to play my flex. I got Addison, Gabe Davis, Thielen, Antonio Gibson. For week 1, I'm going Antonio Gibson.
It'd be Gibson or Davis for me. But yeah, I'll lean Gibson just a little bit.
Hey, there we go. Stranger's always got some goodies. He said it's lemon cherry gelato this morning. Let's get it. That's some that I'm assuming. Well, I mean gelato, so it's got to be some kind of cookie. So I'm assuming you got some kind of gassy, musty, like type of like flavor overtone, but it's like sprinkled in with that citrus though, that citrus and fruity. So it sounds like a great combination. Let's see, who's this on Facebook right here? Junior, he says, will Deshaun Watson have a big season? Let me play a song for you.
Hello,
I mean, anytime Deshaun Watson has played the entirety of a season, he hasn't finished lower than QB6 in fantasy. So that's a pretty good, it's pretty good history.
Yeah.
And
I don't think anybody can like compare Amari Cooper to DeAndre Hopkins, like when DeAndre Hopkins was like at his ultimate peak. That's a very similar wide receiver one, right?
I mean, just as far as the route running goes and the hands, like they're not far off, but like coming off the line, yeah, I'll give that to Hopkins over a Cooper. Sure. Cooper sucks at the line. He's soft.
Yeah, he gets punked at the line for sure. And let's see. Axel says, how fucked am I? 12-team PPR, Burrow, Tua, single QB or super flexes. If it's super flex, I mean, that's solid.
Starting off nasty.
Start. And don't forget, we got multiple Cooks. Is that Dalvin Cook or is that James Cook? If it's Dalvin Cook, I think you're screwed. P. Ryan, Brees Hall, Monty, Algier, Gainwell, Hill, Amon-Ra, Higgins, Dotson, Addison. And so you know what's crazy here? This is a classic example of when you go 0 RB. In your mind, you're going to think that you're fucked, because your RBs look hella suspect. That's why I'm really like this year, I was really more about building evenly, getting a big dog wide receiver and RB. Because like, if you only are filling your RB2 and that's the one spot that you think you're shaky with, I bet nobody thinks they're fucked going into the season. But if that's Dalvin Cook, Pete Ryan, Brees Hall, Monty, like, yeah, I would feel really nervous going into the first game with those guys.
Yeah. I don't know. It is crazy because I was trying to figure out how did he do that. But yeah. He went 0 RB, probably went early QB twice.
It had to be like Hill and Amon-Ra, like right out the gates. Potentially Brees Hall at the third. Maybe Burrow fell and like went to the fourth in a single because Tua was going hella late in a single QB. Like
he might have still snatched him off in that top 10 though, like maybe like round 9 and 10 or something.
Maybe.
I just feel like Okay, go ahead.
And actually Higgins, so like Higgins had to be in there as well. So like maybe
that's probably his 3rd or 4th round pick right there
for sure. So,
and then he gets Brees, maybe he gets Brees around the 5th or something like that.
I'm assuming he got Higgins before Brees, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, but this is why I don't really like a zero wide receiver or zero RB build, because like right off the bat, you just one whole position doesn't look good, and I don't like that feeling.
And I'm okay building either way. It's just like, is that how the draft is falling, right? Like if everybody is going early receiver, I probably might need to snatch one. You know what I mean? Maybe the zag might not be right there. You feel me? But like at the same time too, if everybody's going running backs, I'm like, I might even go like, oh shit, I might kill it with his receivers real quick. I mean, it's a dangerous game. Because you just got to make sure everyone don't keep sucking it up. You know what I mean? Like
with both, it's twofold. Just like you said, like if everyone's going early wide receiver, maybe that forces you to take a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
But if the choice is like wide receiver 15 or
like running back 5 or something, you know what I mean?
Got to make those decisions to where you still stay top heavy. Because like if you get a big run on a position, you take the other position, you know, it may go all the way back to where everybody just now changes. Like everyone went wide receiver heavy, like they're going to have to get a running back sooner or later. So if you get the running back, you know, before those guys do, and then it like turns into an RB heavy situation for the next round or two, then you might still be able to swoop value at wide receiver. But that you really got to feel the draft.
Right.
And yeah, Axel said it, my RBs are so bad. And is it James Cook or Dalvin Cook? I mean, if it's James Cook, I don't feel as bad. He says it's James Cook. Yeah, so I don't feel as bad, but that's still a hella, zero RB squad for sure. Let's see what's in here.
May God be with you. The fantasy gods, that is.
Yeah, and just make sure you're paying attention. We're going to talk about waiver wire pickups every week. So
he's going to be all right. He has a strong like core there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just hella value guys and not any like top heavy type of guys. And I mean, Zucker said I got
he's top heavy with his receivers for sure, and the QB stack right with Higgins. You know what I mean? But yeah, for sure, it's gonna be. I mean, he got some trade bait there too.
Zucker said I got the first pick in a sleeper in a super flex points like Huss's league, and he said, should I go Patty, Jefferson, or Kelsey?
I'll probably just go Patty.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean,
swing around that 2-3 is still going to be nasty for me, and you know what I mean.
Is there a tight end? Is there a tight end spot specifically in that league? Because if there is, then it does make me want to lean Kelsey. But I guess it depends on like.
He said it's like you're scoring.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take Mahomes.
But it's not like. But I don't think that they have. I don't think it's tight. They play on Yahoo. I'm almost certain I know what this league is, and they play on Yahoo and. So it's not tight end premium for sure. And if you have a tight end spot, like I'm still like, it still could be Kelsey right there. Because the drop off from Kelsey to number 2 is way more significant than Patty, to the drop off of like QB 6 or 7. He probably even more than that. It's probably
he might be I think I can still wait and target like a Hawkinson and be okay because I have Mahomes, right? Like, you know what I mean? Or I don't know. That's just me. It's super flex. I want to be strong.
Yeah, and this is coming from the guy that in a 3 QB league takes Kelsey in round 1.
Tight end premium. He doesn't have a tight end spot, but I'm telling you, the tight end premium, like I gotta have it.
And that tight,
see at that point when
in that league specifically, in the 3 QB league, there's no defense, right? So it's PPR 1 point for everybody. Kelsey is 2 points, so it's even more significant than our ones with IDP, where it's plus a half a point per reception, plus 1 point.
So, and here's another thing too, like to me, it's like I love getting Kelsey if someone already in and took Mahomes, because then that's like me getting Mahomes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like if I could actually have Mahomes, I should probably just do that.
And Chaotic said, I don't even know what chat I'm supposed to be in. Be in both chats, be in all the chats. We're streaming on multiple YouTube channels. We're streaming on Twitch. We're streaming on Facebook. Get into all the chats. Yeah, because we're really trying to get the fantasy football funk monetized this season as well. So the watch time is really what we need. We'll work on subscribers and we'll get subscribers, but we need people like with the watch time. You don't even have to comment over there. Just have the video up.
We should start. I have an idea for a show, the funk season, right? Yeah. And that could be like streaming on there mainly, maybe. You know what I mean?
Because we want the funk.
Yeah,
gotta have
the funk season. Open the show up, putting deodorant on. Yeah. Welcome to the funk season. It's about to get funky.
And real funky around here.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. Tino, woo! What up, PB and waivers? He said I got Kelsey at the 112 last night.
Let's
Gotta feel
go,
good.
Tino. Fuck them.
Gotta feel good.
Let's get it.
Let's see. Marco from the future. What up?
The future.
Seth says Monty, Dalvin Cook, or Cortland Sutton for the flex PPR. We're going Monty week 1. Let's get as many pieces in that game as we can.
Yeah, I'll take Monty.
Especially because like Chris Jones is still out, right?
Yeah, and it looked like he's talking about today, this morning. He's talking about I'm you know what I mean, I'll see y'all week 8 for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's like whatever the minimum
yeah,
is.
because then if he shows up before week 8, then he doesn't get that. There's a thing in the contract that'll kick in and it pushes him till next year. So he don't want that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. It's just like the Melvin Gordon shit when he missed however many games and came back for that game. It was so he got eligible. He was eligible for the entire season had he started by that game and played every game. Regardless, I mean, minus an injury, because I'm sure even if he missed because of an injury, it would have.
What a guy, huh? He left to make sure Austin Eckler gets paid.
Pulse. He said, I got Cup 36th overall in the $100 league. He said everyone's scared of him. I mean, I saw him go way later than pick 36 in some of these drafts.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I guess in a single QB, it's not so bad. But that's only 36. I mean, that's still. I mean, you're already gonna miss week 1 for sure. Let's say you miss 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, where does Alvin Kamara go? And we know he's only gonna miss 3 and be back right by week 4. So we'd be drafting him like 7th, 8th round, right? You know what I mean? So just not knowing how much time he's gonna miss, you should have let it drop a little more.
Jay Levin, what up? He said, now I tune in through Facebook. He said, what's good, crew? Yeah, tune in on both. Tune in on YouTube and on Facebook. We can't even see your name on Facebook. That's the one thing that sucks about jumping in through the Facebook chat. And he does have a question, though. Let's see. Said, if I get a chance to get Saquon and trade Eckler, should I jump on it? Yeah, I think you brought this up yesterday. I would trade to get Saquon for Eckler straight up, but I don't really like doing 1-for-1 trades like that.
I mean, if I don't mind it, if I feel like there's the improvement for dynasty purposes, right? To go from an Eckler to a Barkley, I'll do that. I'll throw like Eckler in the 3rd or Eckler in the 2nd if I had to, because the person that's on the other side is gonna be like, Eckler's hella old, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dynasty make me motherfuckers actually look at birth dates and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Jake from State Farm, what up?
What up, Jake?
Just got in here. He said, but he said that team is good. He said, I like Brees. I think he will be a good second half of the season guy. And so that's when you want your RBs to perform. Well, very true. But if you're not in the playoff hunt, second half of the season doesn't matter. So got to make sure this is a weekly game. It's a weekly game. So we got to remember.
I mean,
Peacock, good mooning. What up, Peacock? And Axel said, I'm banking on the waiver wire and Brees Hall breaking out. He said, yeah, we always need the good waiver wires. Peacock said, Mark Andrews bounce back season. Doesn't make you nervous that he already has an undisclosed injury and he hasn't been practicing with practicing like normal for the last 2 weeks and they won't even say what's wrong with him? That shit makes me hella nervous.
I mean, he has diabetes too, so like, something like that like would be like normal for someone else might take him a little while longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
Jay, he could have been doing like some dialysis or some shit. You know what I mean? The shit like that, you don't have to disclose. You know
nah. Like he's not practicing though. Like he's like,
yeah, he could have been like doing some. He could have been.
He's doing individual drills on a total.
Oh, he's there. Okay.
And the entire team. So it's not like he's just missing portions of practice because of certain things. He's like legit practicing on a different field, just doing individual drills.
Kind of concerning, right? It's concerning. It's a new offense, so a new offensive scheme and stuff like that. Like, and he's pretty. I mean, what is his draft capital look like? I don't have any Andrews, bro.
I'd say
I had all the Andrews back in 2019.
In a single QB, I mean, he's gone in like the 3rd, 4th, and let's say in a super flex, it's like 4th, 5th.
Okay.
You still got to get. I mean, you still got to get him as tight end 2 or 3. Like he's not going lower than that. And Hollywood in the house. What up? What up?
What up, Hollywood?
Let's see. And who is this on Facebook?
Crazy. All my
Steven. What up, Steven? He said, is the Waddle injury more serious than believed to be? He might be out for most of the season. Look at what happened to Mecole Hardman last year. I mean, I'm not going to go that far and say, I think
he's practicing today.
Yeah.
He was set to practice today. This is what they said.
These are the most important practices. So, like, even with Mark Andrews, George Kittle, guys like that. Look and see what they do on a Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, I guess, today we're going to hear light news. Really, Wednesday is like the first time that you have to start reporting things officially. So tomorrow, for everyone who's playing on Sunday, is like it's the first most important practice of the week. Then Thursday is...
If today's a Tuesday, like all Tuesdays, we'll get some coach interviews. They always do the on the Tuesdays. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The coaches they do a little post practice shit.
And Jay Levin, he said, Bogey, he said he's a Steelers fan, and he said, give me an honest prediction of the score between the Niners and the Steelers.
Let's see here. I think it's gonna be a lower scoring game. That's what the kind of what like the history of these two says. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like the healthy Steelers defense, which would have, Highsman and TJ Watt and then they brought in a couple new linebackers, and then you got the young rookie corner. You bring in Patrick Peterson, who's also very familiar with the Niners and Shanahan's offense. You have Minka Fitzpatrick back there. And what do we like to do? We like to run. I think we're going to run all over them. You know what I mean? And then I think they're going to try to run all over us too. You know what I'm saying? Or dink and dunk their way. I mean, shit, you know what, too? Our secondary is it's still suspect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully Charvarius Ward really puts it down this year. You know what I mean? And outside of that, our opposite corner with Leonore or whatever. Fucking Lenore.
He's French. He's got to be.
Yeah, something like that, right? I mean, like, shit, he better not be giving up. What's French for fucking up? You know what I mean? Don't fuck it up. Sacre bleu. Don't you, because, that's one thing, but that's the weakness. We still led the league we were the best in the league at lowest points total. You know what I mean? So our defense was the shit last year.
Best of the best of the best, sir.
With honors. So score. What's Vegas giving it? Because before that, I think it'd be like, I don't know, maybe 17-12, 17-13. I'm serious.
That could be real shitty for our fantasy teams.
Yeah. I mean, look at it though, because we're gonna have to run it. They're gonna run the ball and take time off the clock. That's what's gonna happen on both sides. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what you said, 17-12?
17-13. How about that? A touchdown and a field goal for them.
So I guess we're betting that under 41 pretty heavily then.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, even like 21-14, 21-17, if it's a little closer game like that, I can see that. But yeah, I like the under on there. What they give us, 40 what?
41.
Okay.
And Emil said undisclosed injury means he wants to get paid. He's already one of the highest paid tight ends in 4 years, 56 mil. Like
he's a diabetic, man. I don't think people really know that shit. And like because of his medical condition, he can only play 75% of the snaps max.
Shout out to Office. What up?
He
said, morning, guys. He said Zay Flowers will be the Ravens' #1 receiver by week 4. Everyone else is injured. Might be earlier than week 4. We just don't know if, the #1 receiver on a team that doesn't throw that much is going to get us excited.
Okay, right? You don't want to fall for the bait, man. Right?
I'm starting. I made a conscious decision in one of the dynasty leagues where I'm not super heavy at like all my flex positions. I'm playing Zay Flowers over Bateman week 1.
It's funny because there's a crazy, crazy asshole in one of my home leagues in the Eastside League, right? Crazy asshole. Real idiot, actually. His name is Chris. And he's playing the Bateman against me.
There you go.
And so Bateman might go off. Yeah.
All right.
It happened to me.
And Shannon in the Dynasty group, he said, thoughts on Pat Fryermuth? I like him.
Touchdown or bust.
Yeah,
Tight end,
pretty much.
like most of them.
Pretty much, right?
I mean, okay, what's more likely? He's the third option in the receiving, in the receivers, quote unquote, even though he's a tight end, right? Or is it Allen Robinson? You know what I mean?
It's probably going to be Freiermuth.
Yeah, right. I think
Kenny
Pickett's gonna go. I still feel like he's gonna go like short more often than not. You know what I mean?
Well, the one thing that I do like for at least Allen Robinson is the Steelers were one of those teams that were like top 5 in
3 wide receiver sets.
Yeah, so I mean,
and they target the slot. A large portion of his completions came to people out of the slot too.
Yeah, he should be
players
playing
out of the slot.
Yeah. And Emil said Steelers win by 14. Damn. No respect for that.
You know I will say this. There's 2 things I worry about my Niners a lot. It's that it's not just our secondary, but it's the fucking offensive line too. That shit.
And Jay Levin said that's why I respect y'all. Love the honest takes. Hell yeah. He said Deontay is gonna school that secondary. For all my Deontay, you know.
I like it. I have Deontay everywhere. here's a scenario I need for fantasy and reality, right? I need my Niners to be smashing somehow, right? And the Steelers just playing from behind, have to throw it a ton for all my Najee's and Deontay Harris's and my Kenny Pickett's out there in the world.
Stranger said Watt's going to introduce himself to Purdy week 1. Oh, sure, yeah. We got to assume at least one TJ Watt sack week 1.
Maybe even more likely a Highsman because goddamn fucking we're gonna like double and triple TJ. You know what I mean? He's gonna get double teamed, then he's gonna get chipped, and then fucking the running back. It's then that's Purdy.
And Peacock said week 1 predictions: Houston's much improved defense shines for Coach Ryan. Final: Baltimore 31, Houston 17. Oh, man. And Zeb said Jamal Adams for IDP. Is he ever coming back? He ain't coming back week 1, but they did not put him on the pup. So I'm assuming that he'll be back before week 4 sometime, or they just should have put him on the pup.
Yeah, it's always a good tell when they don't get put on the pup. At least not a great tell, but you're like, all right, I don't have to wait 4 to 6 weeks, maybe.
Yeah. And who's this? This is Brandon in the Dynasty group. He said, what do you think about JT? I don't think too much or highly about JT in this whole situation right now.
Here's exactly what I think of him. I just curve him first of all, right? But also because it's a new offensive scheme. They had one of the poor offensive lines last year. So now in this new scheme, and he's not even been in training camp to know it. I mean, does he got an iPad with the playbook? I don't know.
What up, Miguel? Smoking it.
Man, he's already gonna miss 4 weeks. Then when he comes back, and let's not forget, he's coming back from rehabbing whatever injury that he got a surgery for. You know what I'm saying? So I just not fucking with him, bro. Because you know what I mean, you get to week 5. I might end up with a lot of JT. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm gonna be trying to shooting the low ball offers. Because if that JT person is not doing too hot by week 4, I just go come through and get JT for the low. You know what I mean?
JT, he left us off with a sour taste in our mouth pause last year. Just really horrible the way that everything went last year, and especially the way it finished. And then you think he's good. He starts demanding the money. Nobody, there was a lot of people who thought I was crazy for saying that I bet that he's demanding this money because he's really hurt or hurt more than we think or not healed enough as much. And then he ends up on the pup after all this drama. And Irsay's like, man, fuck this guy. And while right after doing some lines, right before the press conference, bad.
He's looking in that mirror that he's doing the lines off of. He's like, you know what you got to do, brother. Don't pay that kid. He's just in the room by himself. I'm having a meeting. I'll be out in 5.
Because wouldn't they have looked
blow?
How would it have looked if he did get a long-term deal and then starts on the pup? I mean, that would just be hella weird because shit like that does not happen.
Yeah, it don't. He want to get moved at this point, and then I'm pretty sure they were just here's what they were saying. They were saying the Colts didn't even really want to trade him, and they're just running up the price so ridiculous until the people just forfeit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not paying that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we like that, but we also want Waddle. And they're like, fuck no.
Wild.
He does that. It's just
and
I guess for all you Anthony Richardson truthers, you should like that, right? I would think that he's going to be okay. He might be the lead rusher on that team.
Yeah, but the lead rusher might be super shitty.
I didn't say it was going to be any good. I just said it. You know what I mean?
Like if he's the lead rusher and rushes for over 1,000, wow, you know, I mean, we see some field shit from last year. Like that's going to be solid for fantasy. But like their line is all fucked. Deion Jackson's like the starter.
What's 78 times 17?
I mean, it's more than 1,000. That's for sure.
Yeah, because it's 68. Right? What was 58?
58. Yeah.
Was just for 1,000. Okay. Yeah. So extra 20 times 17. So that's an extra 140.
More than that. 20 times 20 is 400, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. So it's 1,400, right?
Yeah.
Some ish.
That would be fucking. I mean, that would be record-setting fucking number.
No. That's his passing to me.
Oh, his pass.
And I think it's 1,000 rushing. Let's go.
Oh man, so he's like a 1,400 passer and 1,000 yards.
He's a wildcat offense. That's what it is.
Oh man, that would be hella ugly to watch.
It's funny. It's funny because I thought, you didn't know where I was going with that one yet, but yeah, I think that's his passing numbers.
Like that would be like, let's go see what Tim Tebow's rookie numbers were like.
What do you like? He probably had like 2,800.
Fuck no. There was one game where he threw 2 completions in like one game. Like one of them just happened to be like a fucking 50-yard bomb for like Tim Tebow as a career has 2,400 yards.
Wow, he's awesome.
Look at that. As a rookie, 650 as a rookie. So
he was behind Randy Orton.
Yeah. So
was it Randy Orton? Oh, that's the wrestler, huh?
Yeah.
Some Orton.
It RKO'd his ass out of nowhere.
Some Orton. I forget.
So it was the Kyle Orton, I'm pretty
sure. Clipboard Jesus?
2011, that was the year, for him when he has starts 11 games.
Okay.
1,729 yards, 12 touchdowns. But let's see the rushing though. Hold on. Where's the rushing at?
700.
Crazy. Wasn't even that insane.
600.
122 attempts for 660 and 6 tugs.
Okay. So
that was only
running back.
That was only in 11 games though. That's not a 7.
Okay.
That's not a 16 game. Like let's see what that have equated to at 16 games.
Tebow.
So if it was the exact same pace for 16 games, because that's how much they played back then, it would have been 960. And then let's see what the passing would have equated to. 2,500.
The very next year too, we were full on in the read option era, the pistol offense era.
Yeah,
and then you had Kaepernick, you had fucking Russ, like all these guys were drafted that year too. Who else was drafted? RG3.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Fucking yeah.
And I hope, Zeb, that the Chiefs win 41-38 over the Lions. And really, I don't even care who wins, but I want to see a 41-38 score. Like that's what I would like. That would hit the over. And I'm sure that our fantasy pieces will be going crazy.
It's crazy because, like, I hope Jared Goff. I mean, like, I just hope he's not golful when outside. You know what I mean? At night.
Why would he be though? I mean, the line is good. You got him on Raw.
Well, it's just because that's kind of his bag to go outside and like be like worse than he is inside.
Yeah,
he's golfful.
I mean,
I love him though.
That's like everybody who plays in a dome. You just feel like you're gonna do a little worse.
Good point.
Inside.
That's a good point.
Let's see. Miguel said, "What tight end should I keep? 1 through 3: Higbee, Juwanna Man, Laporta."
Higbee and Juwanna Man.
Yeah, literally the way that you have it right there is how I'd rank. And I don't like any one of these guys, but I mean that's just how I would rank them.
And if I had to cut one of them, it'd probably be Laporta. Like after week 1, like I just take a look at it, see what happens week 1, and I don't mind throwing him back to the woodwork.
Jake from State Farm says, "How long until JSM becomes the wide receiver 1 or 2 next year?"
Next year,
when Lockett is
probably, and it's going to be like a 1A 1B situation. You know what I mean? Because DK's not going anywhere. He got a bag, so you know what I mean.
And he said, "How much does Kincaid and Laporta's value go up? Tight end premium, full PPR league is 0.5. In the tight end category, it goes up 0, like it doesn't move at all. But if you're comparing them to like these low end wide receiver 4s, I'll take Kincaid or Laporta over a wide receiver 4 or 5, because that's probably amongst where they're being drafted in redraft.
Yeah, I probably like around double digits for sure. I'm not gonna think about those guys at all till the double digits.
Yeah, where did I pick Kincaid at yesterday? I picked him in
16 or something like that.
Nah, well, the round. I can't remember what round. I think it might have been the 3. It was either I think it was the 3 QB league where I'm already like knee deep in the bench. I'm like, fuck it, let's take a flyer on his ass. I'll never draft him like as a starter, so it's got to be in double digit rounds for me to even consider. And Austin said, hey, fellas, working on a trade right now where I send Deshaun Watson, Christian Kirk, Ayuk, and a second rounder for Garrett Wilson, Jonathan Mingo, and Kenny Pickett. I don't like it because I like Deshaun more than Kenny Pickett.
I know why he's doing this, though. He's trying to get the Garrett Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd probably hold off on this one. It's going to be hard.
Might be a QB. Maybe it is.
And in week 1, what's crazy too? Because once Garrett Wilson goes crazy with Aaron Rodgers, you're never gonna be able to shimmy Garrett Wilson off that person. You know what I mean?
Right. But watch Deshaun come out and throw for 303 touchdowns. Everybody is gonna be fucking smacking them.
They're playing the fucking the Bengals. So
it's not super cold season
or windy yet.
Yeah, we got.
In Cleveland, you gotta remember a couple years ago. Remember when it was 2018? It was that first James Conner game.
Yeah,
it was the crazy fucking rainstorm. Remember that shit?
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, we looking good. We got to get that back in our repertoire too. We'll be making sure we check all the bad weather games and whatnot. But early on in the year we should be good. But still, we're gonna keep that in our repertoire. That always helped tremendously.
And I'm not selling Deshaun Watson for cheap just because you have T-Law. It doesn't matter who you have. It shouldn't weaken the value that you have on a guy because you have other players. You don't trade like that.
That guy wants Watson. I think you have the leverage here. You might even be able to be like Watson in the pick. Give me Garrett Wilson and Pickett.
Yeah. How about Watson and Christian Kirk, and then don't even put Ayuk in there? That makes it a lot better.
Yeah, I think you got leverage here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then the Christian Kirk thing, I like that. Christian Kirk, the pick, Watson, go get you Garrett Wilson and Pickett. Fuck that other piece too.
Well, if you can still get Mingo, bring him back.
Fine. Yeah,
I like Mingo amongst the rookie wide receivers.
I bet you that makes that person feel like he's winning though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Deshaun, he is going to be a nice piece.
Yeah.
And Peacock said both are basically free in redraft. Nico, a deep threat. Yeah, I actually, who did I drop? I think I can't remember who I dropped. I dropped someone off the bottom of my bench to get Nico. He wasn't even drafted in one of the leagues. And Tino said Lockett or Metcalf would have to go down for JSN to be good. Either way, I don't see it happening. Yeah, for sure. Austin said 10-team Superflex, Purdy or Ritter on my bench. Purdy for sure. Screw Ritter. Jay Levin. He said 23-10 49ers. That's what he thinks going to happen.
I like that.
No, that wasn't Levin. That was someone else.
Yeah, I was gonna say Levin. Let Levin being real honest. He's Steelers fan. He'd be the other way.
Yeah, that was
in his version.
That was someone else. They were responding to him. And what it says, I am Rocco. What up on Twitch?
What up, Rocco?
He said, what do you do? Best flex.
Hey, Rocco.
Best flex options out of this group. 10-man, 2 flexes. Herbert, so I'm assuming Khalil Herbert, Mostert, Hall, Lockett, Michael Thomas, DJ Chark. Lockett's in there for sure.
How does this happen in the 10-team?
What? All 10-team leagues are stacked.
No, the options aren't even that. Never mind.
Oh, that they're not that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does this happen in the 10-team? Yeah, I'm with you.
It's because you got guys like Michael Thomas and DJ Chark. We just would have went different directions with that. Yeah. It'd be Lockett and probably Herbert out of these guys.
It's Lockett and Khalil.
Yeah, Mostert. He would be like the third option here. I'm just nervous about Hall week 1 as well.
You know what's crazy about Mostert? I've actually seen him like go out on the field and die the first play.
Yeah, what was it? 2 years ago, right? 2021.
Yeah. And then like last year he lasted a couple games before he died over there too.
And Emil said Goff isn't a bad QB, he's just not consistent. Yeah, well, I mean, he's been more consistent.
I could argue that and say he's been consistently bad.
Yeah.
Until like last 2 years. But
What
see,
up,
for
yo?
what up, birthday twin? See, but here's the thing though, with Goffle and the situation over there with it's Ben Johnson. That's the OC. He's a product of what's it called? Brian Dayball. He was one of the guys that kind of like helped bring Josh Allen along.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like developing is probably in this dude's repertoire. He's only like 37 years old, but like him and Goff have been like they were one of the best offenses to close the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, because their defense was so bad that they're in fucking shootouts. Like for all you gambling freaks out there, you know them in like Minnesota, they were like covering freaks every week. They just covered every spread because they're just in fucking shootouts. What up, Bakes?
Tino said Rocco's Modern Life.
Rocco's Modern Life.
And I'm Rocco. He said, I mean, my team is Joe Burr, CMC, Pollard, Amon, Keenan. So I don't think it's too bad. We were just talking about your bench because of guys like Michael Thomas and guys like what's his name, DJ Chark. I mean, Hall on the bench.
I think Lockett and Herbert's awesome.
Yeah,
and Michael Thomas.
I mean, I'm assuming that
I want to see it.
I'm assuming that's Brees Hall. So Brees Hall on your bench is nice also because a lot of people are drafting him.
Oh, I thought it was Hull. the guy
Hall.
That's why I was like, what happened there? I'm like,
yeah, really, it was the last two for me that I see. I'm like, ugh, get him off the squad.
Yeah, the DJ Chark thing, I don't think is gonna happen. Where is he even at now? He's back. He's in Carolina.
Yeah, he's been hurt in preseason. And for anybody who says Michael Thomas is going to be a thing, even if he does something week one, you better move his ass because it's not going to last. It is not going to last. And
I know, bro.
He didn't even do that great when people went so crazy. It was like 5 receptions for like 60 yards, and he might have had a touchdown.
It was like 30 yards.
Yeah, see, I'm even over exaggerating.
Yeah, and he had 2 tugs that one game, so everybody went crazy. Yeah. It was like 3 catches, 2 touches, some fucking outlandish.
Yeah, and Rocco said, yeah, Dalvin Cook kind of fucked everything up. For sure he did. Uh-oh. Crispy said, doesn't matter. I'm winning.
Oh, okay. Them fighting words.
Shot fired.
It's my dad. He's a cold-hearted motherfucker. He left us all, didn't he? You know. All
right. So what we're gonna do, just for everybody who doesn't know, we always with these morning shows and different things, we kind of do a couple different shows like in one because this is one big long 2 or 3 hour show. And today we're going to be mixing in a short little waiver wire show where we're just going very quickly, through some of these through some of these teams, and just we're just going to do offense like right now as well. We're going to do offense right now as well, and then we're going to break down the women's fantasy league and the Modelo fantasy league. So at the end of all these videos, we're going to say peace out and stuff, but just don't leave. Don't leave because we're staying on here. We're just doing multiple little sessions. And Miguel said, what tight end would you pick up off the waiver wire? So we're about to go through that right now. So just hang with us. We're going to do running back. We're going to do wide receiver. We're going to do tight end, and then we'll round it out with the QBs and see if there is even any QBs worth picking up the waiver wire. We're doing anybody who is rostered in 50% of leagues or less. So that's really the only way that we can, real way that we can do this. And maybe we will mention a couple IDP guys just in case. But one thing I totally forgot, I have to create like a fake league over on Yahoo just so I could get access to like all the IDP waivers and stuff. At least the percentages, because screw ESPN, and then sleepers percentages are like horrible, because it's mostly dynasty. There's way more dynasties than redraft, so everything is just really, really bad. There we go. Let's create a league. All right. go. And then I gotta go in. I gotta change the settings real quick so we can add the IDP players. And yeah, we'll go through that real quick as well.
Roll something up.
All right. All right. So we'll run through real quickly through every position. And we're going to start the show just like we're doing.
Pause.
We got to pause on that.
We run through every position quick.
Are we not? Is that not what we're trying to do?
Oh, my bad. I'm talking fantasy. My bad. Let me get my mind out of the gutter.
I was talking gutter too. Are we not trying to run through it all?
Right, you're right. This is not, it might not necessarily be a pause situation.
Derek's cracking that pause. Oh man, Tino said, "Bro, I'm gonna have Rocco's Modern Life stuck in my head all day."
I already do. Spunky, Spunky.
And Peacock said, "Boo, Yahoo." I know. The only leagues that I have on Yahoo this year are the vampire leagues, and it's really because and there's one less than there was in previous years. We did 4 the previous 4 years, and this year it's 3. And moved it back to Yahoo. As if it was on, that's funny. If it was on Sleeper, even though it would be different, I bet more people would have joined. There's people who were like, "Fuck Yahoo, I don't even want to join." I wouldn't have even had these if there was more than one move per week. Like if there was multiple moves per week, and I actually had to do things over here.
So if you're a vampire, you just quit. He's like, "Fuck me."
No, so I made it. I made it this year. I made this rule baked in. Really just for anybody, including myself, that if you won the vampire spot and you did not want to be the vampire, you could concede and let the number 2 guy be the vampire, and if they wanted to be.
Was there a situation where it got conceded all the way to the 10 and he was like, "Fuck"?
No, because the one guy who didn't want to be the vampire, it was the number 2 guy was like, "Hell yeah, let's do it." So he was super stoked.
And there was motherfuckers that was trying to buy that shit too.
Buy
it off of you.
Yeah, he's like, "Come on, $20, $20, I would be the vampire." And the guy said no. He said no. He's like, "Nah, I've always wanted to be the vampire. I think I'm gonna hold on to it."
That's funny.
Because there's only a 1 in 10 chance, that you're actually gonna be the vampire. So not the greatest odds. And even if you get into multiple leagues, there's still the same 10%, chance that you have no matter what.
In the one vampire league I was in last year, I remember I whooped the vampire up twice. I played him twice. I whooped his ass. Like, man, I'm like, damn, that vampire had it rough. I'm just saying, that fight was whooping that ass.
Fucking Peacock, he said, "Record scratch." Pause. Oh man. And what up, Magic Man? He said, "I remember he called the cow Heffa." Wasn't that the cow's name?
Yeah, Heifer. Hef was his best friend. Dig it. He was a cow that was adopted by a wolf family. And he's like, the mama wolf, she was like, your dad, he loved you, he was fattening you up, he used to call you steak. And he's like, but then we just loved you, so we didn't eat you. And yeah, that's a hoot. That's his little catchphrase.
Yeah.
That
was a hoot.
Yeah. And then they had Filbert, right?
Yeah.
He was like the neurotic, the super neurotic, OCD weirdo turtle guy. And his nose.
Was it him who worked at a sex hotline, or was that Rocco? Didn't one of them work at some adult 900 number?
I forget. Man, I want to go down the Rocco rabbit hole now.
Yeah, and Peacock said Heffa, Spunky, Filbert.
Right?
And I'm gonna check right now on that on the
what was he? He was the
Wallaby on the service that I've been telling you guys about, the $30 streaming service, because they have all these kid shows and TV shows as well. And I'm gonna see. I swear, Rocco's Modern Life was one of them, where like literally any time of the day you could just turn this on and it'll be a Rocco's Modern Life.
That's hard.
Let's double check this because that might be worth it just for.
That was a hoot.
All right, let's see. Is it on the kids?
There was an episode I remember they go to like the mega mall or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And like a motherfucking the parking complex is so tall, and the motherfuckers is in space when they get up to like the very top floor, and the motherfuckers' nose is bleeding and shit.
Yeah.
That show was a trip when I was a kid. Like, oh shit. Even looking back at it now, I was like, yeah, that's just kind of the imagery is kind of funny. It's like they were doing coke or something. Oh, and then like he had the neighbors, they're frogs, and like it's like okay, like from the outside, it sounds like they're getting busy. Like it sounds like they're fucking and shit, but like she's in there throwing plates and he just hits it with his tongue. Cha, cha, right? Yeah. But from the outside, it sounds like they're boning down.
Yeah.
like little fucking innuendo. What are the innuendos?
Innuendos, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit is hella adult-ish.
You ready for this, Bogey?
Bananas.
You ready for this? Because we got to do it. No intro and everything. You going to give us a 5-second countdown?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, here we go. We're hitting them off in 5, 4, 3. What up? What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at ya.
What's happening? Bogard Scott free.
And we are bringing you some waivers for week 1, just in case you didn't have the best draft. But I'm sure there's going to be some gold out there in some of these shallow leagues. We got to swoop the guys off the waiver wire now, because if you wait till Tuesday, you might not be able to get them. That's just the way it goes. And we're doing, these percentages are based on Yahoo percentages, okay? And we're starting off with the running back spots. Now let's see. We're only doing guys that are 50% or less rostered.
Pause.
So we're gonna have to go down. We're gonna have to dive deep on this one.
Oh, we're going deep.
So 50% rostered. So this is the guy. This is the top tier of the waiver wire guys right now. Kenny Gainwell, 50% rostered.
Go get him.
There is a chance that he is above Rashad Penny in the pecking order right now. And we heard rumors that he could be just the number 1 guy. It's not like Swift is getting paid. He's still on his rookie deal.
Are they all listed as co-starters still?
Yeah.
That's
At one
funny.
point, there was 4 co-starters.
Shout out to Boston Scott. Boston Scott was like, hold on, bro. I score all the touchdowns.
I'm in the mix. So I think if he comes out and he leads the backfield in carries, he's going to be the number 1 waiver wire ad of the week, because this is going to be the people who haven't been paying attention, all you guys who just start paying attention in August or right before September, they might not even know anything about Kenny Gainwell and how they've been talking about him. It's just, oh, Swift, he's the guy. So grab him.
Yeah, I was say the draft. Yeah, I want Gainwell.
Now, here's the next couple guys on this list. We got Jalen Warren, A-Chain, Tank Bigsby, Deion Jackson, 33% rostered. Go pick his ass up. He's going to be the starter for week 1. It may be ugly, but if he's the starter and he gets 15 carries, you might be able to move him right away and just trade him. Someone you picked up off the waiver wire on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, before the season even starts.
Yeah, and definitely Bigsby too, man. Like Etienne he's never been the healthiest guy. I mean, we only saw 1 year of him because there's an entire year we missed because he's not healthy.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Bigsby. And plus, I think Bigsby already has a role too.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, they were using him in the goal lines. You know what I mean? So even just holding on to him, because like I like to call someone like a Bigsby a lottery ticket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if anything happens, this guy gets the entirety or a vast majority of the work. You know what I mean?
And then it's just ugly after that. When we get to 30% or less, Donta Foreman, Devin Singletary, Jeff Wilson Jr. Maybe if you have an extra spot, or if you have an IR spot, like pick him up, throw him in the IR, let him marinate. You know, I'm not mad at that. I don't know if I wouldn't want to drop anybody to like make that move. But if you have someone who's at the bottom of your bench, you were going to pick up Gainwell anyways, and you still have the IR spot, drop that person, pick up Jeff Wilson, throw Jeff Wilson in the IR spot, and then you got your extra spot, and then you go pick up Kenny Gainwell. And that's how you do it. You just take advantage of all.
I mean, and if you don't have an IR spot, I'm okay releasing Jeff Williams. I don't think anybody will grab him up.
Yeah, he's not coming back for, weeks easily.
Yeah, he's on the IR. So, I mean, you could probably get away with that and then swoop him back. You know what I mean?
Let's jump over to the wide receivers now. So wide receivers, how about a sneaky ad of Nico Collins? He's at 55%. But if he's not available, I understand. We'll go to the under 50% guys. 46%. Tyler Boyd.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. A lot of these shallow leagues where you only, have to play maybe 2 wide receivers. Like,
what about my man Jean-Claude Van Damme Jefferson?
19% rostered right now.
Grab him.
Very available.
You know what I'm saying?
Available.
Cooper
Romeo Dubs, 31% rostered.
What's going on here? I understand he has a hammy, but he'll be back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Smash him up.
Even if you want that Rashee Rice or Marvin Mims, some of those rookie like flyers, 46% for Rice, 36% for Marvin Mims. And with Jerry Jeudy more than likely being out, they haven't made it official. Marvin Mims is going to be in the mix like right away.
You ain't lying.
If you're deep diving, Zay Jones at 32%. I know he's moving farther down the pecking order with what's his name,
Ridley there, and the emergence of Evan Ingram, and then Christian Kirk obviously as well. So yeah,
more rookies. Hyatt at 20%, Mingo at 17%. So if you're just taking flyers, I do like those guys as like super late flyers, but you got to be in a little bit of a deeper league to where you want to get those guys on your roster instead of just leaving them there. I do like KJ Osborne. He's only 10% rostered, and Curtis Samuel only 11% rostered. And Washington was one of those teams that were in the upper echelon of running 3 wide receiver sets last year. They were in the top 5 as well.
Yep, and now they
got Eric in the beginning.
And now they got Eric Bieniemy, who ran a shitload of 3 wides and 4 wide sets in KC. You know what I mean?
And if Scary Terry doesn't play week 1, or if he's really fucked because of that turf toe, and playing hurt, why wouldn't a guy like Curtis Samuel, who's probably like next in the pecking order? I mean, Logan Thomas is still hurt as well. He's still got the Q next to his name. We're going to see if Scary Terry doesn't play, Curtis Samuel is going to be a hella sneaky ad for week 1. Last year, week 1 and week 2, he killed it. Then not too much after that. What up, Dennis? Dennis in the house.
What up, Dennis? Top of the morning.
And Marco said, how about you find a player that are not taken in my league? He said all these players are taken in my league.
Well, we're just looking at the Yahoo. This because majority of people play Yahoo. So whenever we do these like the availabilities, it's actually diagnoses are better than the sleeper would.
This is not a show for redraft or super deep keeper leagues as well. But when we get to the IDP, I bet you the IDP guys, you'll have some on there.
For sure.
List. So here goes the tight ends. And how about for tight ends? How about we go 69% or less?
69, dudes.
Because it's real ugly. There's only 2 guys in that range, or really 1 guy in that range, and that's Dalton Schultz, only 69% rostered.
That's crazy to me.
Chig is rostered more than him. Kincaid rostered way more than him, and Njoku.
That's crazy.
Cole Kmet. The next guy up, Sam Laporta at 64%. I'm probably just bypassing that and going to like Gerald Everett, who's 41% rostered.
Mm-hmm.
We've been talking about Hunter Henry, 16% rostered. Go pick him up as a flyer. Go pick him up as a flyer, and let's see where our man Logan Thomas is. I know he's got to be hella low on here. 1% roster for Logan
I
Thomas.
said 0.
The 1%.
It's because we got him somewhere.
I know Bogey's got him in a Yahoo league.
I'm sure I do.
Hell yeah, PB and Waiver said, love that IDP live. Hell yeah, repping the fucking defense. You already know.
Yeah.
And so, tight ends. I mean, there's really nobody there who we're going to talk about anyways, other than those couple we mentioned. Let's see. How about QBs? Russ Wilson, 55% rostered. Brock Purdy, 57% rostered. I mean, a lot of people, it's the single QB leagues for sure. Derek Carr, 40%. Kenny Pickett, 39%. Sam the Wolf, 22% rostered. I'd go pick these guys up just as backups, especially a guy like Sam Howell, who is going to be throwing a lot versus Arizona.
I mean, shit. And then, nice. And then they're going to pound the shit out of him on the ground after. That's just going to be hard. Let's go. Fuck Arizona. Favorite streaming. That's one of my favorite streaming defenses. Start week 1 too. How about that? We'll get to, for all you crazy team defense motherfuckers. We'll get to that later.
I mean, let's just jump into that now.
Let's go. Why the fuck not?
Yeah, there's nobody on the QBs really. And so for this, during the season, I do 60% or less, and I always try to give like my top 5 out of those. And I mean, shit, Cincinnati's there, Kansas City's there. I don't want Kansas City for week 1 though.
Washington, where they at?
Washington's got to be hella low. I don't even. Oh no. They're 68%. So I think a lot of people are on that Washington.
Yeah, the Crush Dobbs or whoever the fuck they're gonna have under center.
How about Jacksonville versus Indy? Jacksonville's only 28% rostered. We don't know what the hell Indy is going to be week 1. I mean, Indy is at home. That's like one of the things they got working for them.
The one thing is like, even going against Arizona, like the one thing you worry about is like if it's because sometimes I'm not afraid to have my defense in the shootout because like it gives me more opportunities to get fucking picks or whatever. You know what I mean? But less like because I don't think that ball is flying around too much in Indy, but I do like that play. It's a good defense. You know what I mean? The Jags they're sneaky good. You know what I mean?
How about Seattle against the Rams? 14% rostered. We don't know if there's going to be any Cooper Kupp. Seattle, they're not the best against the run, but shit, run for 400 yards on a defense. That doesn't mean anything. It means 0 against, unless it's like yards, you get minus points for a certain amount of yards.
And Stafford, he liking to pick.
Loves throwing them.
He liking to throw a pick.
And who has one of the best secondaries in the game right now? Seattle. Like their up front is hella weak. Their linebackers are dope. I mean, if we don't know if Jordan Brooks is going to play week 1, but they got B-Wags back.
They got Devin Bush.
Come on. But yeah, there's a few that they're
going to be without their first round rookie corner to start the year too.
Yeah.
I forget what it was, but he's definitely missing this first game.
Yeah. And okay, so for the IDP, I like to go guys who are rostered in under 30%. And it's crazy because, the percentages are always crazy. But Patrick Queen, Eric Kendricks, Dre Greenlaw, Shaq Leonard, all rostered around 25% of Yahoo leagues. Tremaine Edmonds, 23%. Isaiah Simmons, and it looks like even on Yahoo, you could do the dual designation with him as well. You got throw him in your DB spot. Quay Walker, 19%. Drew Tranquill, 18%. These are all like different type of guys. Any of these guys that are available, if you need to pick up like an extra spot, just pick any of these guys that I'm mentioning right now. Obviously, the guys that I mentioned first, who are a little less owned, are better. Jordan Brooks, 17%. He might not even miss that many games.
Pick him up and stash him.
Levante David, 12%. White boy Troy Anderson, 11%.
What about Quay Walker?
How did I skip over Quay Walker? 19%.
See what I'm saying?
19% for Quay Walker.
That's funny because I just swooped up White Boy Troy and Quay Walker in that Eastside League.
Yeah.
A couple days ago, I was like, "Fuck it, they're just sitting out there," and I'm like, "They're lonely out there."
Alex Anal Zone. Get in the zone.
The anal zone.
10% rostered. N'Kobe Dean, 8% rostered. We've been talking about him all offseason. Go get him. Go get him. Jerome Baker, 8% rostered. Leighton Vander Esch. I really like Leighton Vander Esch as long as he's healthy because everyone tries to run on the Cowboys. 7% rostered. Right next to Juwan Bentley, 7% rostered.
Come on, man. That's the homie Bentley.
Cody Barton.
That's the only Juwan we don't call Juwan man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he deserves the respect.
He's right. Big Bentley.
The fucking beast. Cody Barton, 7% rostered.
Shout out to my man, the Code Man.
Quincy Williams, 5% rostered.
It's crazy.
Man, Daniil Hunter, 4% rostered. It's crazy because on Yahoo, you can only put him in as a linebacker. If he's somehow available in a league where you play in D-line, they pretty much traded away everything, and he's actually getting back to like as close to 100% as we've seen it since he started getting all injured.
And they paid him too, right? The 1 more year.
Yeah.
So this might be a swan song year for him with the Vikings. Let's go.
Yep. Devin Lloyd, 4% rostered. Kaiser White, 3% rostered. Pick him up. Everyone is going to be running all over Arizona. Pick him up. Caden Ellis. I really like Caden Ellis because what are you going to do on Atlanta? You're going to run the ball against them. Caden Ellis and Troy Anderson. And Caden Ellis, 3% rostered.
You ain't lying.
Denzel Perryman, 3% rostered. They got rid of Christian Kirksey over there. It's him and it's Christian Harris, and that is it. Go pick him up.
Hell yeah.
Josh Allen and Jalen Phillips. Kind of whack that you can only play them at linebacker on Yahoo, but only rostered in 2%. So if you're on Sleeper and you can plug them into the DL and they're available, go pick them up.
Pick them up.
Aladdin Roberts, aka Alandon Roberts. Yeah. He's one of the interior linebackers for the Steelers. Everyone is going to be trying to run on the Steelers. You know, that's one of their weaknesses. And he'll be one of the guys in the middle getting those tackles.
Shout out to Aladdin.
Let's see. Anybody else? And there's a huge list of a bunch of players. I'm literally cherry picking the guys that I see that I like out of this. Christian Harris, 1%.
And that's the thing too, is like, because most IDP leagues, they don't have like a full array of starters. You know what I mean? They just plug in and play 90% of the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like guys like that after week 1, guys like Christian Harris and White Boy Troy and all those, like most of these names, as soon as they flash, somebody's like, oh shit. Because you know what, a lot of people that don't know IDPs, they're holding on to all the just the big names.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just recognizable names. You know what I mean? There's someone in that league right now that has Joey Bosa. You know what I mean?
Right.
Is a name. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't really know.
Anthony Walker and Brian Asamoah, 1% rostered.
Is Anthony Walker ready for the year?
Yeah.
He is?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because what was he last year? Was it the ACL?
I cannot remember what his injury was last year.
Because they all had like crazy major injuries, right? All of them.
Yeah. Dennis said if Yahoo did IDP 1, 2, 3, those guys would be gone. Well, not necessarily, because like a lot of these guys, I mean, in our formats, you know, we play where you could start 5 linebackers, you know, because of the 2 starting linebackers. And then if you put 3 linebackers in your IDP flex spots. But yeah, it's, you know, there's a lot of leagues.
Fucking papers suck.
1 IDP, 2 IDPs, maybe a couple IDPs, you know, like those 1%, like just what I said right now. Brian Asamoah, 1% rostered. Anthony Walker, 1% rostered. Those are some deep IDP leagues.
Yeah.
You know, for sure. Like those got to be similar, you know, styles to ours.
For sure.
All right, let's see. And we're going to run through the DLs and the DBs real quick. How about let's just go over to the safeties. And let's see. Brisker and Hufanga, 28% and 24% rostered. Richie Grant, 19%. Harrison Smith, 18%. Let's see if there's any guys you could cherry pick even farther down. Kyle Duggar, 11. Jeremy Chin, 11. Crazy. Holland, 7. Jalen Thompson, 5. And saying, here's another thing. Jonathan Owens. Like, there's no guarantee that he's going to start or even get really mixed in. Like, he's a backup, like, on that squad right now. So, like, I would much rather have the guys that I know are going to be starters, like Jalen Thompson, less rostered. Dax Hill, 3% rostered. There's no guarantee that Brian Branch is a starter right away, but he's 2% rostered. Von Bell, he's for sure a starter, 2% rostered. Micah Hyde, 2% rostered. And these are just safeties. I'll break down a couple cornerbacks, see if there's even any worth getting in the mix. Andre Cisco, 1%.
Not bad. I like Cisco.
Xavier Woods, another starter, 1%. All right, let's see. Any corners worth picking up for people who play in leagues with cornerbacks? Kenny Moore, 9%. Reek Woolen, 7%. Go swoop him. I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but Lenore. What is it? Diamador Lenore?
Yeah. Just call him BL.
Yeah, let's call him DL. 4% rostered. AJ Terrell, 3% rostered. He always gets a hell of a lot of tackles. And that's probably it. That's probably it for that. Let's see the DLs who are under 30%. And it's crazy. There's not even a lot of like DLs that are even over 30%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 guys that are over 30% rostered. So let's see. Cam Hayward at 24. And everyone who left questions, we're almost done with the waivers, and then we'll get to some questions. Let's see. Aaron Donald, 26%. Hayward, 24%. Greg Russo, 13. Love that. Josh Sweat, 12%. Love that.
It's crazy because I'm starting to notice, like, yeah, that's like, see, like, even those are naming, like, if you're like 12%, like 10%, like, you know, people are fucking with you.
Yeah.
You done big.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, it gets uglier and uglier as you go down. Crazy. Yannick Ngakoue should not be 10% rostered.
See what I'm saying? It's because people just know, oh, I know this the guy. He might do well. It's just what I worry about is like if they're going to be in positive game scripts where they can send pass rush routinely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I mean, it's just that might be it.
It should. Yeah. I mean, week one's just about to go crazy.
Yeah. So make sure you guys are tapping in. If you're watching this on replay, go follow 420 Fantasy Hustler on YouTube, Fantasy Football Funk on YouTube. Make sure you go to Patreon, 420crew.org, or oneonone.ffadvice.com if you want some advice straight to you via DMs. And yeah, follow the podcast as well, Fantasy Football Hustler and Silver Screen Breakdowns. And be on the lookout for all of our content all week because we have stuff every single day. We're going live multiple times a day.
Bong.
And everybody, we're not leaving.
Yeah, we're not going nowhere. That's just for the chopped up version for them upload cats.
Yeah. All right.
These fucking raw papers are like they just burn weird.
Yeah. And let's see. Who are some questions? Let's go through some questions now. Let's see. Hold up. DJ Duvernay. What up? What up?
What's happening?
And who'd Bake say? Wilkerson for the Raiders. My deep sleeper could replace Renfro if he gets hurt. Yeah, and I mean, all they've been talking about Renfro is how they're going to like cut him and shit. So
how they're going to cut him, how they're trying to trade him. And then they even have Jimmy the other day talking about, well, Renfro really sees the field. Like, well, like, makes it easy for me. I'm like, what, are they going to use him now? Like,
Derek said, I got confused. I got a suicide league going on at work. You can only pick one team a game and you can't pick them again, I took Washington versus the Cards this week.
Yes, Survivor. Some people call it Survivor.
Yeah, a lot of different names for it, but yeah, that's what I'd be doing. DJ Duvernay, he said a couple questions. He said first one, rate the full team. Gino, Richardson, Pollard, Cook, Herbert, Mostert, Diggs, Hopkins, Hollywood, MT, Andrews, likely. I mean, it's solid.
It's like the same team.
Yeah, it's like a C. It's like a C. And Tina said a lot of this IDP or last year's news. Well, that's what's crazy is like, yeah, but there's a lot of people getting into IDP leagues for the very first time, now. That's why we have to break down these basic names for people. There's going to be people every single week who are looking for waivers. Ryan said, need to ask again. Redraft send JT and Sutton for Akers and Dodson. No. But work this a different way. Like, just work this a different way somehow.
I don't know. I mean, like I like getting Dotson. Akers is okay, I guess. I just feel like it's gonna be a bad team, and they don't really throw at the running backs at all.
Yeah,
at least not to Cam Akers. And they came out for some odd reason. They had to come out and say, "Hey, whatever Williams was his name, County Williams or something like that."
Yeah,
they're like, "Yeah, he's the pass catching back."
Yeah,
which is a funny thing to announce because it's like you don't even really throw out the running backs.
Yeah, and who is this? Who said who starts for the Cardinals? Ed, what up, Ed? He said who starts for the Cardinals this week? I think it's going to be Dobbs. And he said when will Kyler return? It might be not this year. So there's a wide range of outcomes on what can happen with Kyler.
It's crazy because there's all these injury things in his contract that actually favors him. So, for example, if he comes back and he was to get hurt, like there's a certain guarantee that kicks in. It's like $57 million or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like it's like 90-something million next year total with this year if like he doesn't pass a physical or some shit like that before the next physical year.
Yeah.
Which would be like March. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the NFL year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like you know what I mean? Like, it's not really beneficial for them to bring him back unless they happen to be like come out and just shock everyone.
Yeah,
and they're winning.
And Matt said start Tua or Deshaun Watson this week. I'll go with Tua versus the Chargers. But this is why I want to play in Superflex leagues because I want to be able to play both these guys, not pick and choose between two guys who I think are both going to be.
Yeah, because and if I was him, I probably just would have had Herbert and not even Tua. Like, I feel like he had to go and get to it in the top 10 still. You know what I mean?
Maybe. Tua still kind of goes fall.
People are scared of him, huh?
Yeah. Tino said, what percentage is Campbell at? He was like right around 11 and 12. It's crazy. He was like right around anal zone. I think even 1% more rostered than anal zone. So that's why I didn't even mention him.
Talking about
Jack Campbell.
Oh, Jack. Jacques.
What up, Brad? Check out the big brain on Brad on Twitch. What up? He said my 10-team PPR, T-Law, Gibbs, Aaron Jones, JJ, AJ Brown, Hawkinson, Godwin. I had the 101.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a super fan of Gibbs as the RB1, but
yeah, I mean,
I see why you had to do it.
Yeah, because he went AJ
Brown.
Yeah. And then he went up and pulled up Gibbs in the third, probably. You know what I mean?
More than likely.
Yeah, and I would have just not done that. It's like, you got to really like Gibbs there.
Tino said, what percent is Draymond Jones? 7%. So, I mean, I like him in deeper leagues for sure. I mean, I know I've got him in a lot of our dynasties.
The fuck is that?
Edge rusher for Seattle now. He's with Denver.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. And Bake said Branch is going to be the nickel. He's seen playing with the ones in camp. Coach Aid said he pushed Gardner to the safety to have them both on the field, and said Brown will do great this year. He's a tackling machine. I mean, I got him in all the
time. The nickel, man, they're gonna switch that fast if he starts getting burnt because goddamn, I mean, look at who they're playing against just in division. I guess there's not so many. I mean, like, yeah, he might be on like. Oh yeah, he's gonna have his hands full.
Dennis said, when are we placing bets on a Thursday game? I mean, that's what's crazy. It's like, I don't know. There's not a lot of money to be made unless we, bet on Detroit and they end up winning.
I like Detroit to cover that.
Yeah, 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, even if we parlay it with the over, I mean, I don't know. We're winning even money, so I mean, it's nothing.
I'm just saying.
I'm waiting until Sunday. I don't care about placing a bet on this game. I'd rather wait till Sunday. We can get in some 3 and 4 game parlays. Have some fun with it.
Yeah, because I mean, we might fuck with some props on Thursday.
They don't have any, not on MGM.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess they want to have a game on shit.
Yeah, first TD scorer. I think like who's gonna win by how much. Like, but that's kind of it. Like, there's no player props at all. Unless they come out today or tomorrow
and we parlay like
no,
the Lions spread with like how many points we think.
No.
Fucking
no.
Okay.
You can the only ways you could parlay, like we could parlay the players as long as they're in different games. So like for Sunday, if they have any player props, you can only parlay the spreads with the over unders, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
That's cool enough.
And Big BS, what up? He said Drake London, DJ Moore, Rashad White, Pierce, full PPR. Who's my wide receiver 2 in flex, and also playing Fields at QB. DJ Moore is the wide receiver 2, and Pierce. For sure, that flex.
Yeah. Self high five.
And one Marco say Randall Wilkerson. Who's that? Let me see. Andrew, he said Puka Nuka. What up? He said, if Cup misses time, could be a great grab this year, but an elite grab in Dynasty. Yeah, I mean, it's probably only a grab in Dynasty.
I don't know. We didn't hear nothing about him in any kind of camp, really. Like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, for redraft, I think it's more interesting right now. I mean, I promise you, we'll get a look at that kid at one point or another, even, because if the Rams are going to be bad, like I think, they'll shut everything down at one point. Shut Stafford down. They'll get a look at that kid Stetson Bennett. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Brad. He said I'm a Lions fan. He said I'm a Lions fan, so I had to grab Gibbs. That makes sense.
I can dig it.
That was Austin saying. He said my buddy offered me JJ for Chase. I'd get JJ. Do it. Why not?
Yeah, fuck it.
You must like Chase.
I'll take JJ over Chase.
That's just that has to be a personal opinion that he just. Maybe he's a Bengals fan. Just like Chase.
Yeah, people they have preference.
Ryan said, Dynasty, send Brees to a Jets fan for Gibbs. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do it.
And Bake said, so if Jack Campbell is next to anal zone, does that make him bonus hole Jack?
Yes, it does.
Uh-oh. And Crispy said, I'm on the clock in the slowest shit I've ever seen. Tortoise in the hair. How come nobody tags me, though? Like, what, do people not know how easy it is to get to these leagues when, like, you get tagged? Because you just have to click, like, 1 or 2 buttons. I guess we only got 1 slow draft over here, but no, why doesn't anybody tag me? I've been on the clock all morning. Nobody tagged me. All right. Fuck it. I don't even care at this point. Where's going CJ Gardner Johnson?
Is that a best ball joint?
Yeah. All right. And we're not going to do the Modelo and the Wafers League today. We're going to do that tomorrow because, yeah. Then then I'll be able to tell people about it in advance, share the link and all that shit.
Yep.
And Tino said money line the Lions. Well, yeah, it's the only way that you can make money, right? But I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But Brad's on it. He said Lions 35-31 win on Thursday. There we go. Smoke it up, crispy. Fucking Marco. Bukaki, anal zone, foreskin, and scrotum. All most drafted players.
That's funny.
All right, let's get one more bowl, and then we're gonna get up out of here and go be on the lookout for all these uploads. Oh, really, it's only gonna be one upload, but yeah, it's gonna be like a 20-minute waiver wire episode for week 1. Cannabis on Twitch. What up?
What
He said,
happened?
who do I start for the flex? David Montgomery or Khalil Herbert?
David Montgomery.
Yeah, gotta be. Yeah, gotta be. All right. And Brad and Cannabis, new followers. And I'm Rocco, new followers this morning. We're always going live around this time in the morning for Q&A. And we'll be live multiple times throughout the day. And Tino said, yes, sir. Vikings will be in a shootout all season, of course. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
They got no defense. Well, I mean, they do got Byron Murphy and they do got Harrison Smith and Asamoah.
And then they got Brian Flores now, for whatever that's worth.
I mean, let's see if Byron Murphy can really shut down half the field by himself. That does make things a lot easier to scheme.
Hell yeah. Maybe Lewis Sign actually is the thing.
He better be. He better be. We need to see him not get hurt. Let's see him on the field for like 4 weeks. See what he can actually put together. All right. We'll be back for FNT at 1 o'clock today. Back in the swing of things. And then we got multiple drafts going down. We got a draft today at 3 o'clock West Coast time. It's a 3 QB league. And we got an auction draft. It's an offense-only auction draft going down at 5 p.m. West Coast time. And then back at 7 p.m. West Coast time, we got Stevie B rocking the fantasy show. Dynasty Life in the house. So make sure you follow them on YouTube, and then just be ready for the shows that are going to be happening every Tuesday. It's Tuesdays now for everyone who used to tap in on Thursday.
Yeah.
And what else?
Thursday is foosball.
Yeah, we're going to be doing watch parties every Thursday night game, every Sunday night game, every Monday night game, and we're always, this is the most lit pregame show on Sundays, so make sure you're tapping in Sunday mornings with us. We're usually live 2 or 3 hours.
Yep, all you last minute starting sits. You know what I mean? We got them.
Yeah.
We got them.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those ones where we might start at at least me. I don't know. I mean, Bogey's usually up before me anyways, but 6 a.m., shot to where we're on like 9 Eastern. And
yep. I mean, I usually jump on like around 8-ish anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm usually fucking doing the lineups and shit first before I get on. I don't have to, you know what I mean? I don't have to scramble so much.
I'm already doing my lineups right now.
I just thought of that right now. I'm like, okay. My normal routine is Wednesday anyway.
Yeah.
Wednesday, I set all the lineups, and then I just have to think. Then I just have to go keep revisiting shit.
See, I have to combine my work for Thursday and my waiver wire session into the same day on Tuesday. And it's crazy because like for everyone who plays in a couple leagues and you're like, oh, I'm just not going to do waivers. I'm just going to log in at midnight. I can't even do that. Like there's so many fucking leagues. Like I can't even process shit like that anymore. And Marco said 6 a.m. That's 1,500 hours over here. 3 o'clock, baby. Oh yeah.
1,500 hours. Okay. 12, 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. 15. Yeah, that's right. That's military shit.
Hell yeah. And what Peacock said, he said, oh, damn, I still haven't smoked today, man. If I don't know if you guys saw the first bowl of the morning that I took. I'm probably like 5-6 deep at this point now. Man, that first one got me like crazy. And yeah, Derek said to me, I usually don't smoke. Days I work, I usually have to wait till I get off because I can't focus after I smoke. Man, I'm glad that's not a problem for me because I focus better.
That's what I was about to say. I wake up, I'm like, fuck, man, I'm off my game until I smoke. And I usually smoke right, like the first time I smoke usually is right when we do the show. Unless we're lagging for some reason, you know what I mean?
Peacock said Texans were 3-6-1 in one-score games, 1-1-1 in 3-point games last year. D'Amico effect could swing games like that this season.
Oh, shit. That's some good numbers there.
Man.
If you think about it.
Bet the 4.5 over. Or no, they're 6.5 now, right? Yeah, we won.
Oh, yeah. We're going 7?
Oh, man.
Hell
no.
It's going to be hard to find 7 wins right there. With a rookie QB and for what it's worth, a rookie head coach. I mean, it's one of those things. So it's a total rebuild still, technically, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get out of here. And Bogey, why don't you sign us?
Getting closer to war, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Defense on me.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the.